Hi Mark, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to take a quick look at how Google views and ranks websites in the search results. So that way, once you get a website and we understand how the program works, we can use it to your advantage to make sure that site shows up on the first page. So that way you're the first click and the first call whenever anybody's searching. So what I did was just take a couple of the top competitors in the area to review their websites. This company is a national chain or franchise, so I didn't bother with them. So just to take a look at some of these, what most people make the mistake on is they build a website that's, really interactive for the consumer. Things flip and pop. There's a lot of animations, a lot of things going on. But really, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is make a site that's optimal for Google to read and see all the information, and then translate that information into getting you better search results. So when Google is going to rank a website in the results, it's going to do so based on two factors. The first is the content. Now, it doesn't matter what the layout and the pictures are. It's going to come in being a computer and just count all the words and text on the page. It's looking for about 1,500 to 2,000 words at a minimum because it assumes that the more information you have on your page, the more of an expert you are, and the more likely it is to recommend you to the search. Now, while it's actually counting the words, it's also looking for keywords, which would be anything that a person would type into Google search, which is usually going to be the service that you offer and then the area that you offer it in. Now, this is why the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 100 to 150 words on the page. So the more words that you want to be found for means the more text and content we need to include on your page. Now, the second way that you're going to rank your website in the search results is by what's called the authority. Now, that's basically a popularity contest. So there's two ways to build authority for a website. The first is by getting citations. Those are any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, things like that. These directories are usually all free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and input the information exactly as it's shown in Google search. Then the second way to build authority is through what's called backlinks, which is when another website refers back to your website. It basically acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust by others vouching for you. You can kind of look at it like a customer review. If your company had 1,000 five-star customer reviews, people searching would obviously think pretty highly of your business. Google's doing the same thing, except it's using other websites to make this judgment call. So now if we look at our search, the first thing that's going to pop up here is what's called the map pack. This is actually a pretty important area to try to get into because a lot of people just click on these because they're the top 3 on the page. So to get listed in here, we just need to fill out your Google business profile. It's free for every business owner. It's inside of your Maps app, so you can do it right from your smartphone. When filling that out, you want to make sure you fill out as much of the information as possible. So all the fields, including the services you offer, the area that you offer it in, even the hours of operation. Then you want to continuously add photos within that are geotagged within your service area, as well as posts to upload to your profile on a regular basis. Then you want to have customers post reviews for you. And then you want to get as many of those citations, the name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Then underneath that section, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the higher the authority or the more trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list that you're going to rank. So to demonstrate this again, if I take these top 3 listings minus the chain, I put them into this tool that I have, and what it does is it shows how much what Google is seeing when it crawls the site for the content on their site and the authority. So just to define these terms, if say the local news station did an article on their website for top 10 best handyman services in Western New York, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that's considered one referring site or one referring domain. So the object here is to try to get as many relative sites to the construction industry to refer back to your website, because it's not just about quantity of these links, it's quality. So for instance, if we had a pizza place referring back to your website, Google knows that you're a handyman, you're not making pizzas, so even though it'll add a number here, it won't actually help you out at all. So you can see how much authority that these top 3 sites are bringing, which on the grand scale of things is actually pretty low. Most of the time, these are in the hundreds for most local businesses. I can tell you that this company right here is into the thousands because they're nationwide, so they have links going all over the place. But if we wanted to build you a site, we could get you onto the first page of Google with minimal effort, because a lot of these websites, they unfortunately require you to pay because they understand that by being on their site, they're going to be helping out your business, so they want a piece of that action. So it does cost a little bit of money to get listed on many of these sites. However, being the fact that some of these are so low, it wouldn't be an extensive process to have to do that. Then the next thing we look for is the content. These are all the keywords that are being found on this website, and this is also the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do research to find all the highest volume keywords and make sure we include those on your website so that way you're being found when they search. So as you can see, it also shows the position, which is the number that they're ranked in Google. But for instance, Handyman Buffalo, New York. This is searched 300 times per month. If you're on the first page, 300 people will be seeing your website. We usually use a pretty conservative estimation of about 10% will actually click into your website and engage with you. Then I don't know what the conversion rate is for, this type of customer in your area. But even if we say, a third of those actually become customers, you could be looking at 10 customers per month just off of this one keyword. And then we would repeat that for all the highest volume keywords. We'd go through all the competition, find all the highest volume keywords that there are, and make sure that those are being included on your website. And then once your website is on the first page, you're the one that's going to be getting all those clicks and all those calls. And obviously, due to the nature of your business, all the profit margins are different depending on what kind of job you're contracted for. But you can just see how the number of clients will add up. So that way it'll definitely increase some revenue and some traffic for you at the end of the year. So I hope this information is helpful for you. Like I said, when you're ready, I would be happy to discuss, getting you a basic website and then talking about how we can get it up on page one for you. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, you want me to go into any further detail, I'd be more than happy to. We could talk about your goals for the business, and I can do some research just to find out, exactly what it'll take for you to reach those. So, and I would appreciate some feedback too as well, just if you found this information useful, and let me know what you thought about it. So, thank you, and I hope this helps.